And as the weather heats up, we're learning more about the living conditions of people in social housing. CTV News has obtained documents that show BC Housing did not activate cooling devices in several of their buildings because of cost. This raises questions about whether they could have done more during last year's deadly heat dome. Penny Daflos has these exclusive details.
True summer weather is on its way, and we now know some of our province's most vulnerable have been sweltering through heat, sometimes extreme, even though they had equipment that could have helped. In response to a CTV News request, BC Housing has now admitted that the cooling function on heat pumps installed in hundreds of older units that are housing seniors, disabled, and poor residents were deactivated for years. We took immediate action to resolve this, the agency wrote in a statement. They say 4 BC Housing sites retrofitted with heat pumps had disabled the cooling function, but they've already restored it to one location. Right now, 179 units at the other 3 locations are undergoing assessment and repairs, with air conditioning available in common areas until that's done.
It's so frustrating to think that, first of all, these are vulnerable people who are living in this housing.
Robin Chan unearthed an old report documenting the policy as a cost-saving measure for low-income residents who are expected to use the cooling function only when it surpassed 27 degrees outside.
I resigned from my role as Minister responsible for Housing and Attorney General.
David Eby's office turned down our interview request even though he was the minister until Tuesday when he defended overhauling BC Housing's board earlier this month after a review criticizing, quote, organizational capacity and financial systems and made a slew of recommendations.
We need a heavy hitter team on the board to implement that as quickly as possible.
Many of the tenants were actually concerned about the cost of electricity in their units, and at the time, it was not deemed that cooling was a high priority.
After initially turning down our interview request late in the day, BC Housing let us speak to someone about the situation.
Yes, it's uncomfortable and it's hot, just like it might be in your home, but that is not where we're seeing deaths occur.
So, Penny, a lot of people might be wondering, was the cooling function deactivated during last year's heat dome?
It was, yes, but BC Housing claims that no one died in the 4 housing complexes that we're talking about during that heat dome. They say they're now working on various solutions to keep residents cool and insist that it hasn't been an issue till recently. But I have spoken to a tenant at one location who says he's been complaining about excessive indoor heat for many years now, Mijang.
And it's just going to get hotter this weekend. Okay, thank you, Penny.